Hello, everyone, and welcome to Higher Self Realities. I'm Reverend Bilson, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to break a curse. In the previous video, I discussed with you some warning signs of being under a curse or being the target of a curse. And I thought it would be great to follow up with a video about how to go about stopping a curse, because no one wants to be the target of a curse because of the damage it can do to us. So I have prepared for you today 4 ways to go about canceling or reversing a curse. Before we do so, I want to discuss with you briefly certain dynamics of a curse, because there are some misconceptions about what a curse looks like. So the first thing I want us to talk about right now is that a curse can take long to reverse. Okay, so it requires patience. If you feel that you've been the target of a curse, or someone you know or care about is the target of a curse, just understand that reversing a curse or canceling it can take long. That means it can take weeks or months or probably a year, maybe 2 years. There are reasons for that. One of the reasons is that how long a curse has been in place will affect the work of canceling the curse. Okay, the longer a curse has been in place, the more difficult it is to cancel it because it's taking root. Also, how vulnerable is the target? Some people are more spiritually fortified than others. Some use better protection than others. And so the vulnerability, okay, the spiritual exposure of the target can also affect how soon or how long it will take to reverse the curse and really set the person on a new course of prosperity and peace of mind. Also, there is something about the complexity of the curse. All curses are not the same. If a curse, for example, is cast by a seasoned or professional occultist, it's going to add layers of complexity to the curse. If the curse also involves, let's say, black magic, or involves a spirit, let's say a demon, it can make the reversal of the curse a more complex and difficult process. It doesn't mean it's impossible. If it were impossible, I wouldn't be here. It's absolutely possible to reverse a curse, but I'm trying to explain that there are certain factors that go into how soon a person can hope to recover completely from the workings of a curse. So in this sense, if someone is a victim, the person might need multiple sessions over a period of time. That is why I said that patience is important. Instant change can occur, but that is unlikely. When it comes to spiritual work, you need to set your expectations realistically. Curses can be reversed, and they do get reversed all the time, but it's not as simple as some people actually think, based on the complexity or the factors affecting complexity that I have briefly discussed with you. So having said that, let's now look at the different ways that we can go about reversing or canceling a curse. The first one is to invoke a spirit. It can be any spirit, because almost any spirit has the ability to reverse a curse, at least to some degree. So you can call, for example, on angels, on jinn, you can call on fairies, you can call on elves, you can call on whatever. Okay, angels are particularly effective because they operate with white light. They are particularly effective when it comes to canceling a curse. And I would like to mention, let's say, Archangel Michael in particular. The powers of Michael are particularly potent when it comes to spiritual protection and neutralizing negative energy, negativity, and dark forces. So this is just an example, but it depends on your individual preference, and in case you contacted somebody, the preference of that individual. But calling on spirits is a great way to call upon their assistance for them to intervene in whatever is going on. The advantage here is that you don't always know what is happening in the background about your situation. Because of our limited human conditions, spirits sometimes have a better idea, or they see the big picture, they see the nuances and the complexities of situations, and they are therefore able to assist where we need help the most. You can also use direct, when you are contacting spirits, you can use direct invocation or direct summoning if you are able to. That's up to you if you are okay with that. Or you can use the sigil of a spirit. Let's say the sigil of Michael, for example. So calling on spirits is a great way to cancel a curse. And when you call on spirits, what it means is that you are making your request known to the spirit, and that spirit will take it upon him or herself to assist you to get rid of the curse so that you can be free to live and enjoy life again. The next thing you can do is to focus specifically and solely on the use of sigils. But this sigil you are going to use must be powerful and targeted. What I mean by powerful is that sigils are not the same. If you are familiar with spirituality, you know this. Some sigils are empty sigils. There's nothing in it except some symbols. There's nothing. Maybe it's not even being charged, or it's not the correct sigil. But sigils, when they are used properly, can be very powerful to help people advance spiritually. And if you want to use sigils to cancel a curse, you need to make sure you have found a sigil that is powerful. Second, a sigil that is targeted, that is specifically created and targeted at the cancellation of a curse. Not a sigil for general use, but a sigil that has been prepared and empowered and charged specifically to address curses. If you are an experienced spiritual person, you can do that on your own, or maybe you can get it from someone who is more experienced when it comes to creating and empowering sigils. And then once you get the sigil, you can follow the directions or instructions that come with the sigil. And normally, if the sigil is powerful enough, it shouldn't take long for the curse to begin to stop, and you begin to sense that you feel some relief and you feel like a burden has been taken off you. Again, it doesn't mean that you are going to experience the change instantly. If it happens instantly, that is great. It can happen. However, it is more likely that the curse will leave you gradually over a period of time when you sustain your rituals. If you are using the sigil, if you sustain the rituals over a period of days or a period of weeks, then the sigil has ability to gather momentum and to assist you to break freely. Because as I've said already, curses can be complex. Not all curses are the same. Curses can be very complex because curses are not like, say, psychic attacks. A curse is very different. So have the patience to let the process play out. And in the end, you're going to find the relief you need. You're going to be free. You're going to have lasting freedom, not just temporary relief. The next thing I want to talk about is maybe you can't handle you can't deal with the previous two methods. So now you want to contact a professional. A professional here simply means someone who is a spiritual adept, who is experienced, who is known to be able to help people deal with curses. I don't judge and I don't condemn. Feel free to go to whoever you think can help you. That can be a psychic, it can be a prophet or your pastor, it can be a seer, it can be a spiritualist, provided they know what they are doing and they are not going to manipulate you and they are not going to use some weak methods. Because getting rid of curses is not requires experience and it requires power. So you can't just use some weak methods. Otherwise, all you're going to get is temporary relief and you will be back with the problem. So you can consult a professional because maybe it's gotten to a point where you feel that you are helpless, you don't have a clue, you've tried everything and it's not working, and you want to talk to someone whose duty involves canceling curses for people and or breaking curses for people. And you'll find lots of people who are talented and gifted who can help you. So let's go to the final method that you can use, and that is the following. You can resort to prayer. Most people are religious. Not everyone is religious, but most people are Christians, Muslims, and so on and so forth. So you can go to the conventional way of dealing with problems, which is to pray. And prayers come in different forms based on your denomination or your religion. But at the end of the day, prayer is prayer. It's some kind of invocation to deity or the supreme being or to God to intervene, to help you to overcome a curse or an apparent curse that you suspect. You can include fasting if you want. And I was raised a Christian. I still have Christian roots, and people rely on prayer and fasting. That can help to a point, but based on my experience as a pastor, as a religious minister, and having now been involved in spirituality for a few years now, my experience tells me that if you go this route, if you resort to conventional, typical prayer and fasting, you might get some temporary relief. That's all, temporary relief. Very rarely are you going to break out completely out of a curse. It took me to get into spirituality to understand why. Because in spirituality, when you are targeting a problem, it's supremely targeted. You are not just praying in general and asking God for help. You are calling on specific powers and you are targeting a specific problem. Normally, whatever you are doing has been tested over a period of time. And so as soon as you unleash the power, it begins to affect the problem. I haven't noticed that with conventional, typical prayer, but that is not to stop you from praying. It's better to pray than not pray at all. But notice that the effect can be very minimal on the curse. That's why you find on the screen me saying that it's less effective based on what I have come to know. Okay? And the problem of the curse is likely to recur. You might find relief over a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, but the problem might come back. Okay? In any case, as I've said, nothing is to stop you from praying and fasting. I'm just sharing with you what I know, what I have found to be most effective or less effective. All right, so that will bring us to the end of today's video. I hope that these 4 methods that I've shared with you will help you to know that there is help. No need to give up. Don't panic. There is help. If there wasn't help, I wouldn't be here talking. I know, and I can't share everything publicly, but there is plenty of help for you if you or someone you care about is suffering from a curse or you suspect the person is under a curse. Get the right help. Either maybe you can help yourself or you can contact someone to help you. But whatever you do, get help, because a curse can be very damaging. And we don't even have time to go into the damage a curse can do against you or against people you care about. All right. Until next time, when we share more about spirituality, this is Reverend Bilson. I thank you for tuning in today and thank you for your continual viewership. If you have not subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe so you get notified as soon as a new video is out. Don't forget also to like, comment, and share. And let us hear from you and spread the word so that this channel can grow to bless lots and lots of people. God bless you. Until next time, bye now.